All right, guys, welcome back. We got some really exciting news for you today. We have another show, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff here in 2026. What is working? What's actually really working? So, Michael and I slaved away, and we compiled all kinds of content. So, we hopefully you guys will take some notes. This is going to be awesome. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to us on all of our different networks where we're coming to your earballs right now. Michael, we're going to be covering some cool stuff. Welcome to the show. What's your most exciting tidbit that you're going to let these folks know before we even get into it?
Most exciting thing I'm going to let y'all know is that it is another beautiful day. Today is Tuesday. We are on it. I was up at Sonoma State University yesterday, and
Nice.
the kids are starting to almost get it. So that's my tip for the day.
Okay. Be smart when you're a college kid.
Yep. We got a ton of stuff to talk about, though. So we're going to fire up.
Yeah.
Bring us up.
All right, let's get into our playbook. Michael, take us away, brother.
All right. So as I was reading through this yesterday, Greg, and we started talking about what are people going to be doing in 2026 that is different. Last week we talked about what people should not be doing, and I want to talk about more than AI, Greg. I want to talk about what is really going to differentiate people in 2026 through the rest of the year. Interest rates are projected to stay stable. We may have some turmoil in the market, but I think overall sales are going to be up, inventory is going to be up, and people that are doing this are going to be successful. So what's out, Greg? Pandemic era part-timer. Do not get into this industry to be halfway. I think it's really important to realize that real estate is a job. We talked about this last week, and the people that are in this halfway are not going to make it. They're not going to be able to keep up. Yeah, they might sell a house here, they might sell a house there, but they are not going to do it. What is in right now is full-time professional agents, people that are putting in 110% every single day.
Yeah, it is. It really is 100%, Michael. And a lot of us have gotten, complacent in regards to, being 100%. We're like, well, you know what? I'll put on my PJs and I can work from home or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's really comfortable and easy. But is that being a true professional? Is your banker sitting at home wearing PJs? No, they're at the bank. They're doing the job as a professional. So, Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off, but finish your thoughts on kind of what's out this year and what's going to be coming in. I'll bring in what's coming in 26.
Other things that are out this year are overwhelming people with paper. I think more and more in this industry, we are moving from a paper society to a paperless society. People love getting emails. They love getting text messages. They don't like getting 500 sheets of paper to do this. Same thing holds true. If you are not presently, Gregor, there's still people that don't use DocuSign or some digital signature.
Hello, the federal government. It's called the federal government.
Well, the federal government. Okay, so if it has to do with taxes or banking, you still have to use wet signatures. But if it does not have to do with your taxes, IRS does not have to do with the bank, foreclosure, short sale, you don't need a wet signature. Get on the bandwagon and start using those tools. Greg, I think let's keep moving through the slide deck and try to get this done in a timely fashion so that people can enjoy their day.
Well said, Michael. Well said, sir. Well said.
Greg found the sound effects.
Yeah, be wary, guys. I just figured out about that button. Okay, let's break into this really quickly. So what's in for 2026? It's really very, very, very simple. It's basically you're going to be full-time professional. It means you're going to show up and look like your clients. Now, what does that mean? It means if you're in Manhattan, probably going to wear a suit or a very nice dress. If you're going to be in on the West Coast, a hoodie, nice jeans, and some cool tennis shoes is going to fit in just fine. Dress like your clients, be a professional. And it means that you're going to navigate these people through a very interesting situation in their life. For us, it's just Tuesday, okay? But in reality, for them, it's a big stinking deal to buy, sell, invest, rent, do a 1031 exchange, consolidate, whatever they're doing. It's a big thing, and you're going to be there. Now, the failure rate by doing the old way, guys, what I'm talking about, not what Michael was talking about, is to the fact that that actually came out in reverse. Michael was talking about what not to do. I'm talking about what to do. But here's the fact. When agents get in, 90% of you guys are going to fail. It's just the fact of the matter because they don't take it to heart. Agents don't take it to heart. Your burnout rate is significant. I've burned out 4 times in this industry. I understand how that feels. Use leverage, use time, use AI and technology. So, Michael, let's jump into mass marketing versus being micro famous. What is your opinion?
So yesterday, let's talk about the past and what you were doing. People were doing mass mailings. They were doing large amount of email. They were doing large amount of postcards. They were doing just sold, just listed, coming soon, all of these things. It's time to stop focusing on such a broad net and start focusing on, Greg, take it away, on what they should be doing.
You guys want to be hyper local in your neighborhood. So that could be micro famous. A friend of mine actually wrote a book called Micro Famous a long time ago. Matt Johnson. If you want to get that book, he'll send it to you. You can download a PDF about it. But what it means is this: pick a specific marketplace. Now, a lot of us agents, we have egos. We want to be the biggest agent in town. The most impactful thing you can do is going to become Tom Cruise famous, or which Michael likes to say, Brad Pitt famous. Doesn't matter. Pick a favorite celebrity of yours that anyone instantly knows their name, their face, their movies, their credentials, so on and so forth. You can talk about different scenes, different lines, and you laugh, and it's something that you can share, right? Very much the same thing with real estate. Become Tom Cruise famous for a marketplace. Now, you decide on the size of that marketplace. Now, what they're suggesting in this slide right here, let me bring it up, is they're suggesting 500 homes. Now, the reason why I don't agree with that number of 500 is very specific. It's math-based. You need to have enough turnover rate in that marketplace for it to make sense. Now, if you have a 8 to 10 to 12% turnover rate in 500 homes, you're going to make a healthy living potentially. What's a turnover rate, Greg? Thank you for asking. Michael, I'm glad you did. A turnover rate is you take a marketplace, so a city, a neighborhood, a town, a zip code, whatever your environment is, you go into your title company or your lawyer, depending on the state that you're in, and you get the total number of homes in that specific area. So let's just say it's a zip code. And one of the cities I work is called Danville. They have 2 zip codes. One's 94526. That's the west side. I would take that and I would take it to my title rep and say, how many homes have sold there from this date to this date? It has to be year to date. So let's say it's 5,000 homes divided by the total number of homes sold, right? Let's say 5,000 homes, easy number. Let's say 100 homes sold. Divide the 5,000 into 100. You're going to get a 0.0 something number right there. That's your turnover rate. That's your consumption rate on a year-to-date basis. So what is today? March 3rd? March 4th? No, March 3rd. March 3rd of 26 to March 3rd of 25 to March 3rd of 26 will give you the year-to-date on exactly what your turnover rate is. Then you dominate that market and you figure out how you can become Tom Cruise famous, Brad Pitt famous to that area. So that is my takeaway. That's hyper local stuff, videos, walking the neighborhoods, interviewing local businesses, getting out and talking to the local, groundskeeper at the high school, the junior high, interview the principals, interview the mayors, get embedded like an Alabama tick all up in people's business in a good way, and really become the man or woman of around town that is the go-to human being. Michael?
Okay, wait.
Oh, shoot. I'm going backwards.
I do want to touch on one thing, Greg. 2 things, actually. Number one, guys, when Greg's talking about being hyper-local, that doesn't mean go 48 miles away and film a video about a restaurant out there that you really like. That means targeting both the people and the industry in that community so that you're building up a reputation as somebody that's a part of the industry. Okay. Yeah. That is important, number one. Important number 2, Greg, because, I like the technology. I like 2. It's kind of like peace. You can go to First American and some of the other title companies now, and they will actually allow you to upload physical property addresses that they will give you, and you can get what they believe is the email address and what they believe is the phone number of the owner.
Yep.
For about a penny a piece. Okay. Great way to have somebody so that you're targeting them on social media. You're targeting them on print. You're targeting them by walking around with the business cards that you throw away in the first trash can. and you are
Michael.
targeting them by phone and email. Okay. And Greg, we need to have another show talking about phone because I don't like doing that either. But let's move on to the next slide now.
Oh, I know you don't like doing the phone. All
Yeah.
right, Michael, what was working when we were doing the look at me advertisements?
So I don't know that it was ever working, Greg, but every time I see a realtor ad that says I'm number one, or I'm in the top blah, or I do this or I do that, I cringe, because what I will tell you is that your clients, your potential clients, don't care that you're in the top 1%. They do a little bit, maybe that might get you, a look, but they want to see that you're actually in it for them. And
Yep.
Greg, what does that look like?
So a lot of us have been trained, Michael, like you said, to do like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm number one. I just closed this huge house. I'm at this broker's tour. I'm at this, this open house on Sunday. I closed this many deals, blah, 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 blah. It's like going to a dinner party or a cocktail, party and talking to somebody. Only thing they do is tell you how great they are. You literally want to punch them in the face and throw up in their drink because it is nauseating. Here's what you should be doing. You should be making it a story about them. Ask them questions. How long have you lived here? What's your, how old are your kids? Do you guys in sports? What do you do for a living? How long do you like it? Where'd you come from? Ask them. Be curious about them. And then when they ask you what you do, you don't say, oh, I just got all these listings. I'm so crazy busy. No. You know what, Michael, I'm glad you asked. This is going to be the script you should use. Michael, I'm really glad that you asked. You know what? I just had the opportunity. I helped this wonderful family, the Johnson family, Matt, Julie, and their three little kiddos into a property. And it was the most gratifying thing ever. You should have seen the tears coming down Julie's face when she saw that her kitchen that she dreamt of forever is now hers. Oh, by the way, I have a video. Hold on. Let me show you the video. Play video. See, that's what I do, man. I change people's lives for the best. Now it's not about you. It's about the emotional connection you had with that client of yours, and you can tell that story a billion times, and nobody's going to get bored of it because there was a problem, there was a hero, and you solved it, and you came out the other end with the success that the client wanted. That is your marketing thing. It's building a story brand is one of my favorite books. So take a look at the book, Building a Story Brand. It's an easy read. It's even an easier listen to. I'm dyslexic, so I listen to everything. And go listen to Building a Story Brand, or you're building a story brand, or building your story brand. Michael's going to find it right now. We're going to do a show about that exact book, by the way. But they have a whole workbook in the back where you can really write this out and create your brand on it. So that's what I would recommend moving forward. Michael, AI assistant revolution. What do we got?
Let's talk about what's what's out. Adding expenses. Okay, stop hiring assistants. Stop hiring VAs. Stop hiring anybody that's not directly helping you generate revenue. Okay, this is really important. You have to train those people. They're an expense. You can't afford to spend millions on those people, so they tend to come and go fairly quickly. Stop doing that. What are you going to do instead? Greg?
Dude, what I've been doing, and Michael and I were talking off air prior to the show, I just signed up with this company called Cursive, and it's I think 20 or 30, no, I think it's a 30-day immersive training program going through all the other AI systems that are out there and how they all work together and kind of what they can do. I already have learned something very impactful, and I haven't even taken the course yet. I'm just like literally primary stuff. It's insane what this one, I think it's Jasper, and it can help you with marketing and promotions and creating emails and all this other stuff that we think we're really good, writing prompts, so on and so forth. I'm fascinated. So hiring an AI assistant, once you understand how to really work it, right, and then deploying the AI systems in the right areas, per Michael's point, you don't have to train it. It's already trained, right? Or you have to add little things in there, like your own little personal bios and stuff like that, but that's easy. Then the overhead expense, I mean, a salaried employee is generally around $40,000, $50,000 if they're good and they're worth it, right? This is going to be 100% zero overhead minus your initial cost that you're going to pay like a $20, $30 or whatever, $50 a month for a couple of systems. It's not a big deal, but you're going to be able to take that additional time, right? and you're going to execute immediately because everything's already pre-done with the AI systems, and it's going to allow you to go out there and do pop buys to past clients, go door knocking, do some content on video, do something to create that top of funnel coming back down into your funnel so you can continue those relationships through AI follow-up. So yeah, it might be scary a little bit here, but there, guys and gals, but at the end of the day, it's going to run a portion of your business. I don't care if you're terrified of it. You've got to get over that hurdle and start embracing what is going on here. Because if you don't, Walmart's looking for greeters, okay? And I don't want that for you. So don't stop
Greg,
yourself.
Before you go on, I do want to add in there that I kind of disagree with you a little bit on the $0 overhead.
How dare you disagree with me?
And I think this starts with slide 1. Right? If you're in this 100% and you're giving your all, every hour that you work costs you something, right? And there's too many people that think, oh, my time is free. Your time is not free. Greg and I used to do this thing, and it's kind of old school, but if you don't know, if you have a 9-to-5 job in a traditional business, you are working 2,080 hours a year. So in real estate, you're going to work more than 40 hours a week, but let's just say that you could get away with that. And you want to make $300,000 a year. Okay. You want to make 100,000, you want to make 500,000, you want to make $1 million. Take that number and divide it by 2080. Okay. And that is your hourly rate. So anytime that you are doing something like focusing on AI and focusing on doing all these other things, Greg's adding it up.
I am adding it up right now.
42,000 divided by 2080. So when we do this, remember that you have to learn AI. That's going to cost you something. It may not cost you dollars, but it's going to cost you something. You're going to have to put those scripts in place. May not cost you dollars, but it's going to cost you something. Sometimes it's better to hire somebody, hire me, Support Geeks, and we will come in and write the AI systems for you, probably for less than your number. Greg, what was your number?
So I just put in 500,000 as a income because it's a nice round number and it's sexy. Divided by the 2080, that came out to $240 an hour. So if you're not doing something worth $240 an hour, then you need to offload that to somebody else immediately, aka AI, Michael at supportgeeks.com. Guys, make sure you go over and take a look at
We're less than that.
Oh, yeah. They're way less than that in a positive way, not a negative way like they're generic. They're very, very, very good on everything that I've ever seen them do. And see if I can put that up there on the top right. It says Support Geeks, guys. Right in the top right. Go take a look at Support Geeks. Michael, by the way, this is a little thing, and then we're going to jump over to the next slide. He helped me move my entire computer, virtually all of my files, all of my operating systems, literally took it up and just put it right in my new computer, and he did it in like 10 minutes. It was freaking awesome. Anyways, that's my testimonial.
Okay, Greg, I want to add one more thing before you leave. I know, I'm killing you. You want to get to that next slide, but I think this is important because we're talking about people's money. Greg, in California here, homes are selling for $1 million, $2 million. To hit your $500,000 number, are you going to work with people that are looking for $1 million, or are you going to work for people that are looking for 100,000? Does it matter?
It does matter because we're ultimately, at the end of the day, we're in a service-based business. So I will work with anybody that trusts me with their large financial decision. So absolutely, I do not discriminate. That's something that's personally for me. I always work with anybody who has a want, need, or desire to have good representation, because you know what? You never know who they know, and it's the right thing to do to assist every person that wants help, because there's a lot of challenging humans that will not do that. Now we are moving on to the next damn slide.
But wait, no, just kidding.
Shut it. I will murder you in your sleep with a spoon. All right. Now, this is where you're going to jump off, Michael, because I want you to go deep on these things. You introduced me to Firefiles AI, which is amazing. But walk me through these other ones. I do not know anything about them.
Okay. So Fireflies AI, for those of you that don't know it, this is your assistant that will log into Google Meet, Zoom, pretty much any platform that you have, and record the meeting. It will record the meeting in video. If you have the right subscription, it will record it in audio. Best of all, it will transcribe that conversation that you have, no matter how many people are there, and it will spit it out for you, including any questions, an AI summary, any to-dos, and it will give you those things, and it will actually add these things to your calendar if you want. Quo is going to be your business phone, right? Your phone is everything these days, and for a lot of us, you're just walking around with this computer in your pocket and you're not really using it. Quo is one example of this new AI revolution that is allowing you and me agents to create a digital PBX in the old school way and have your phone electronically answer and record the phone call. Greg knows because he calls mine all the time. I use an AI tool right now that goes in and basically it answers the phone. Hey, Greg, Michael's not available right now. Could you leave a message? But it's a little bit
clearly.
Speak clearly because you tend to mumble, and it transcribes it. And it's the best thing in the world for me. I do not have to check voicemail. It also has gotten to the point now where they can screen out spam calls. So great tool. Inbox Pilot, trained email assistant. I want to pause on this one, Greg, a little bit, and don't want to talk about this too much because a lot of us are using tools with our Google Workspace and our Gmail accounts. Okay. If you are setting up OpenClaw or some other LLM and you are giving access to your email.
What's an LOM? What?
LLM is a large language model.
Gotcha. Large language model. Okay.
That means AI. If you are using AI to check your Gmail account, you are technically violating their terms of service. And some people are reporting that they are losing access to their Gmail account for violating terms of service.
Oh, well, that's not going to be a system for me then. Okay.
It will get better because Google owns Gemini, and I think you're going to see this coming out there. But the OpenClaw stuff, there's still a lot of security risks. Boom, moving right along.
Moving forward. All right.
Oh, is this vodka, Diet Coke, and ice? What are the three things in the?
I'm like, what are you reading? No, so it's going to be basically how to really kind of set up your lead stuff. So, I mean, I actually, the more I read about this, the more I really kind of got intrigued with it because in all honesty, I hate my website. I absolutely hate my website. I personally think websites are way, past, they're like the dodo bird. They've gone the other way, in my humble opinion. People don't go there. They used to. I know when I used to train for Rockcliffe, I was talking about, this was back in 15 or 14 or something like, probably 2015. And I was talking about how in 2014, 70% of people went to people's websites. Well, that's in 13. 70% of people researching real estate agents would go to their website. In 2014, 85% people went to the agent's Facebook page. So, Michael, would you say website or would you say social media coverage?
I think you need both. Okay. You need your social media because people tend to doom scroll. You need a website so that people can find your social media if all they know is your name. Okay. It's a great tool to get them access to it. What you don't need anymore, sorry guys, you don't need property search. People aren't going to you. They're going to Zillow. Nope. They're going to Redfin. They're going to realtor.com. Okay.
Homes.com.
Homes.com. All of those places, they're not going to you. Your website has become a digital business card. Treat it like such.
I don't like that idea. Okay, well, so that's really.
Of course you don't, because your website is terrible.
It's horrible, and you built it.
No, I didn't. You're still using MySpace, dude. Don't blame me.
Shut up. Okay, we'll talk about Gamma. Michael, talk to me a little bit about Gamma. I thought this was pretty cool. Customized buyers and seller listing and buying presentations in 15 seconds. Have you used this?
I haven't used Gamma specifically. I've used a couple other tools like it. First off, I argue with anybody that tells me they're going to create anything in 15 seconds because there's still a lot of people using AOL in Central America. That's not the country that is the states in between California and New York. They're still using dial-up. They're still using Starlink. They've got all of these tools, and you can't get anything big in 15 seconds with pictures. But they are able to create tailored marketing information based on price range and area.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we don't have to go for the Mona Lisa on this thing.
Is it good? Yes, it's not bad. Is it free? No, it's usually not. And Greg, what is my number one tool for free right now?
Greg's work hours.
RPR, baby.
RPR is really good. They put a ton in there. It is, if you're a realtor, you've already paid into it. Doesn't cost you anything. Talk to your broker and your board. They should get you guys clicked up with that real quick. Then you can go out there and really use it. I use it literally every day, every stinking day.
You can actually access it directly if you're a member of NAR. It is a NAR value add, and it is a huge value. And I'd give them a shout out every day of the week. They are integrating AI. They are doing it safely and organically in a way that agents can understand. It's also a great tool to create information for your client.
Perfect. All right, 11 Labs. Guys, this can be custom trained AI receptionist to answer missed calls, qualify leads, prevent, talk with prospects, and it goes all the way into the voicemail. It's actually pretty cool. You can create all kinds of different voices. I don't want to lament on this one. These are just 3 opportunities to kind of just start stepping forward into this. Now, Michael, I'm going to grab this one because I have a real thing with this. Now, a lot of the times when it comes to people, when they talk about like, oh, you're going to pay for staging, what I'm seeing is what I tell everybody right now. All of you guys are listening to my voice and seeing my screen. What I'm showing you on the left is the before photo. It's of a dark room, just based, they just got the carpets cleaned and there's no furniture. We use a company called that's out of Australia that basically what they do is they come and they digitally stage it. It costs about $35. It's called Box Brownie. And I'm not affiliated with them. I don't make any money off of them. It's just the company I use. Okay. Now there's other companies, so go ahead and pick your choice. But what they've done for us, obviously they lighten the room. If there's clutter on countertops, they can clear that off. They can basically make it exactly the way you want with the furniture that you want. People always ask, well, Greg, why is this a value add benefit if the clients want it to be staged? I say, it's very simple. I take the empty photo or the photo with the cleaned up existing furniture, and then I pay for the digital version so that people go and see a home with the furniture that's more kind of contemporary or whatever the situation is for the area they have the listing in. Then they can see the raw version the way it stands now and what the future version can be. And people are like, well, why do you do that? I say, because every single listing appointment, every single buyer goes on a first date with your house online. They're going to see what it looks like now and what it could look without them having to bring it up, without them having to be creative. And it saves, obviously, the walls in the house. It saves a lot of people coming in and out and a lot of expense. My multi-million-dollar buyers, every one of them has said yes to this. They love the idea because they don't want their stuff moved around and they don't want to be told that their furniture is ugly, but I have a workaround on this and this is how I use it. Michael, do you use digital staging at all?
I use digital staging all the time. And let me tell you, Greg, I am going to one-up you with Box Brownie. Okay, Box Brownie is great. However, for those of you that have a smartphone, and if you don't, we should have a different conversation. You can go to Amazon, you can get one of these smart sticks, and using your phone and an app called Snap, which is owned by Box Brownie, you can go in and you can take high quality images that they will then stage for you within 24 hours.
So same difference. Yeah, that's awesome.
You get to pick the image, but it's all built in there so you can upload it from your phone. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to go to another web page. The beautiful part about it, and Greg, I don't know if you mentioned this or have ever thought about this, you can tell them the type of furniture. Yeah. So if you're in a beach environment, use beachy furniture, use IKEA furniture. This is a first-time homeowner's dream. Okay, maybe you are doing a rental property and you just don't want to stage the rental. Go in there, spend $100 with Snap or Box Brownie, and show people what this is going to look like. It will be a huge benefit to you.
Yeah, and they'll probably print it out and bring it with them and orientate the I've had them walk in with the printouts of the layouts of the rooms and do that. Okay, that's
Can
that.
wait, before you go on, can we add one important thing? When you are uploading these to the MLS, guys, make sure that you mention that it's digitally staged. I see a lot of people putting it as an overlay to the photo in the corner. You don't want somebody to show up thinking they're going to see a certain paint color or, you know, something specific, and they show up and it looks like the picture on the left here.
Yeah, good point, Michael. Good point. And it's really good. That thing keeps dinging so effing loud in my ears.
Is that you or me?
Not you. All right, the
Dude, that's
ultimate
you.
marketing flex, digital cloning. I don't necessarily like this personally, but I like to be on camera, so I'm an anomaly. But I mean, for folks that don't want to be on camera, I mean, you can go to 11 Labs. Nano Banana. Those are gonna be that's gonna be the visuals behind 11 Labs. You can create the voice, and then you can do the listing photos. And now you can have an avatar walking through your listing photos, talking after you write the script for it. If you're camera shy, or if you think you have a face for radio, which none of you do because they're all beautiful, wonderful, handsome human beings. But if you did feel that way, this is an option. Michael, where do you see this going? Quickly, because we got a ton of more slides we got to get to.
Going, I think it should go nowhere. I think that authenticity is important.
Thank you.
And everybody is going to know that you are using digital cloning. Is it cool? Absolutely. But stick it where it belongs, and it doesn't belong with you in front of your client.
No,
Okay?
I mean, this could be actually something interesting. Michael, actually a different way of using this potentially. It would be interesting to go and take the property description and then take and do this, but do it for a buyer walking through who's a long distance buyer. Then it could be you showing them the property versus you presenting your own listing. That's an interesting twist.
Here's
Michael.
But here's where I would argue with you, Greg, and
Naturally,
you and I are probably on the extreme of this. One of the things that digital cloning does not get is personality.
No, right? It doesn't.
And simple as that. You want the inflections in tone. You want to know where the laughs belong. We want to know where the pauses belong, and AI doesn't always get that. All right, next slide.
Next slide, baby. Let's go. Take us away on this one.
Old advice: avoid rentals. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that rentals are huge.
Yep.
And for those of you that are avoiding them, now is the time to do it. Is it a huge moneymaker? Probably not. Is it a waste of time? Probably not. Greg, why would you do it?
So what the real reason, sorry for hitting that button, guys, is the fact that these are opportunities. These are your first-time home buyers, right? So they're going to rent for a little bit. I have a friend of mine over in Florida. She did this exact model, and she started out in her career working rentals. That's what she did. And then she built herself up, and all those renters turned into buyers, which turned into homeowners, which turned into listings. So if you're younger, I would highly recommend that you take a strong look at talking to the buyers. Now, the renters. Now, here's the cool part. You can get a hold of the different, apartment complexes and get permission. Always get permission to represent potential renters. So you put ads out there. Hey guys, the property at the Buena Vista. I'm making stuff up here. The Buena Vista Apartments here in downtown, anywhere USA, has 5 more units available. Here are the specs. Contact me for details and a showing. Right. So now you become an asset to the apartment complex because they're getting more people to rent units. You're building a relationship with the renter. Then they're going to tell their renter friends that you were like a concierge to them, walking them through the process with the documentation, bought them a cup of coffee, got them into the place that they wanted to be. You do that on a consistent basis, and you become the hyper-local information knowledge broker of what's going on with the apartment complexes, with the condo developments, with the townhouses. Those build into long-term clientele. That is why I would do it, but always get permission from the apartment complex in writing that you have the ability to market their properties or units for lease.
So, Greg, you already touched on this next slide. Just drive this home. This is the 4 steps that Greg's talking about. He's got the lure, right? The deluge. I don't know if it's a deluge for rentals, but they come in. Okay. All of this stuff goes through, when you look at all of these things, it's really easy to turn a renter into a buyer. In the Silicon Valley, I have a client right now that is paying $4,000 a month for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square foot apartment in a high rise in downtown.
That's pretty standard in that neck of the woods, though. But that's a lot of money for 900 square feet, dude.
Yep, it is. And
Lot of
you know what it turns out? The guy moved to Florida.
Do I know this individual?
Yeah.
I thought that was that individual. Okay. Well, you know what? He saw the writing on the wall and he bailed. And so did a lot of billionaires. But if you have to stay here for work, family, health, whatever it is, keep that in mind. Work with the folks that are, they're going to be sticking around as well. All right, next one, since we're running up on time here. Now, this is something that I want to reference back to, and we're going to go right back to our conversation, right? The hidden ROI of turning, renters into buyers. That's exactly what I just talked about. But Michael, let's break it down very quickly, right? So we take the stats. Can you convert 30% of closed renters into future buyers? Do you think you can do that, Michael?
Me, no.
Why not?
Because I think the market down here, I don't think 30% of renters have what it takes to go into buying right now.
Okay, so let's take
the
Silicon Valley out of it. Let's just say, talking about overall, converting 30% of closed renters into future buyers. Now, here's the math. The pipeline of math is this: 100 renters closed per year equals 200 renters in 2 years. 30% commission, 60 buyers, guys. At a $10,000 commission, that's a $600,000 future pipeline built specifically on the backs of the renters that you made the connection with and helped them rent the property. Then it goes into a magic follow-up system, right? And it is literally that easy to stay in contact, invite them out to coffee, promote their business, help them get connections in their line of work, recommend a babysitter or a tree trimming company. Just be that person. Right now, a lot of people say put a magnetic business card on the fridge at move-in. Listen, in the areas I work, everybody has wood-covered refrigerators. I mean, rarely do I see stainless steel. Here is another idea: go out to their fuse box. That thing is going to be freaking metal. You slap your magnetic card right on that thing, maybe 3, 4, or 5 of them, because they're not going to see them because they don't go there all the time. But when they see them, kaboom! Little miniature billboards. When the lights go out, they're going to see you, and they're going to be, oh, I wonder, I got to call Greg about blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Greg, the lights are out. They're not going to see us.
Flashlights, genius. Gosh.
I'm going to argue for notepads. Nobody throws away a notepad. Doesn't matter what's on it. They don't throw away a notepad.
Well, that's true. Right? We actually still have a lot of our old ones too.
I like
and so on and so forth.
Exactly. I like this one. Daily operations of a top producer. What does a top producer do? Let's start this out, Greg. One that is not on your list here is they get up. They get up early. They get started early. They don't sleep in until 4 p.m. They get up. Part of that is acting like a professional. Okay, they need to be consistent. They need to be confident. They need to be outgoing. They need to be out. Okay, you can't sit behind a desk and wait for the phone to ring. That doesn't happen anymore.
No, it never did early, but
yeah, well, it did back when we came in on horses. Okay, so let's talk about KPIs. Greg, what's a KPI?
Honestly, I was trying to figure that out, and I know I should have that answer right now, and I know I look super stupid saying I don't know.
Key performance indicators.
Yeah. So it's really what gets tracked, right? It's really kind of identifying, and Terry built me a spreadsheet for tracking my door knocking numbers and cold calling numbers long time ago, and it literally broke it down. And I'm going to actually have it reworked, and I want to give it away to everybody who's a part of what we're doing here. But it tracks it down to the minute of my value, the so it's per minute, per hour value, per person you talk to, per lead. And then you have a couple of other factors in there. I can tell you, if you work a market of, I'm just going to use 500,000 because that's a nice round number, $500,000 at a 2.5% commission, you work 80% of the year or 78% of the year. You work 5 days, not 4 days. You prospect 1 hour, and then you figure out what your, and then your conversion rate is at 5% conversion rate for all the calls and people you talk to, only 5%. And I can tell you what your value is. I mean, I can tell you that right now, when I do cold calls, my value is $3,756 per hour. That's my value based upon the price points and my conversion ability. Now, do you think that that would motivate you? Do you think you could track that? Do you think that would kick you right in the hoo-ha if you could really see what your KPIs really did? I guarantee stinking to you it will. So, Michael, how do you structure a schedule that you can actually follow?
Well, hey, Greg, what's a hoo-ha?
A hoo-ha? It's your butt.
It's kidding. All right. How do you structure a schedule? You put it in your calendar, and I'm going to encourage you to do it on a digital calendar so you have it with you. This is a business. You need to treat it like a business, and you need to book and catalog your time. You are going to have appointments. You are going to need to meet with the doctor. You're going to need to pick up the kids. You got to make meals. Budget your time and pick your number. Greg picked his 500,000, breaking it down to a little over $200 an hour. You need to realize that your time is there. And if you realize at the end of booking your time for a week that you're only doing 5 or 6 hours of real estate work, unless you are wildly successful with those 6 hours, get out, because 5 or 6 hours is not enough, right? No. You've got to be committed to this business and committed to doing the right amount of work to get the results that you want.
Well, Michael, it's like working out or dieting, or, if you want to like learn a new hobby, like I'm interested in learning how to, go crabbing. I mean, throw a line out, get a crab, take it home, boil it, have some nice crab meat, because I caught it. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to put some time in to learn how to do it. But when it comes to calendar stuff, I live and die by my calendar. If it's not on there, I'm not doing it. End of story, hard stop. But that's me. All right, 12-month nurture engine, Michael. Now,
let's make this one quick, Greg. We're over 40 minutes here. Let's get people moving.
I wonder whose fault that is. Mister, I have one more thing. I have one more thing.
One more thing.
Yeah, there it is again. Son of a bitch. Michael, walk us through very quickly. What are you using currently for a 12-month nurture system?
So I don't look at it as 12 months, Greg, because I don't feel like my career is annualized. I think my business is about today, tomorrow, next week, next month. I focus on annual home equity reviews. I buy greeting cards and birthday cards and home anniversary cards like they are chiclets. I pre-address, pre-write the cards, and I just put the date that I'm going to mail it. When it comes to an annual home equity review, I use RPR. Anybody that I have worked with or talked to or know that has bought a home in the last 10 years, I send them an annual report that gives them their home value. Okay, this is a great one. I send out a monthly newsletter via email that talks about home values in the core markets that I serve. Okay, I ask direct questions of people. What do you want to see? Okay, I don't avoid the hard questions. And Greg, one more thing, I over communicate. Okay,
no kidding.
I believe that the people that touch people the most, not physically, but intellectually, get there. Yeah, don't go there. And this is why postcards work. Right? Because if you are in front of somebody over and over, it's like all I see is Greg's face. He's on my TikTok. He's on my Instagram. He's on my email. He's on my postcard. Who am I going to call when I actually need? Oh, God, I'm going to call that Greg guy. Maybe shut him up. If I move, he won't know where to send my postcard.
Right? I was going to say, who are you going to call? I was going to say Ghostbusters, but okay. You can call me too.
So that's what my nurture engine looks like, Greg. It's about continually contacting people that care.
It's true. No. And the people you don't even know that are watching and listening and paying attention to you. That's those are the creepers. Those are not in a bad way, but in a good way. They're creeping on your content and on kind of what's going on because they're not ready yet, but they're keeping you in mind. There's a system called the Orphan Program. And what that is 90+% of real estate agents do not follow up with their past clients on a consistent, rigid basis. It's all willy-nilly. So the Orphan Program is going back and looking at any person that has purchased their home, like any purchase date that is let's say 5 years back. We know on a national rolling average, it's 7 years that people sell between 5 and 7 years, up all the way up to 30 plus years, depending on kind of the lifestyle in the area. But go in and you can do some skip tracing on this stuff, and you can get people's information of the property owners, right? Why don't you start sending them happy anniversary cards on this purchase of their home? They're not going to know you, but guess what? You can start getting in front of them on a yearly basis and put them on a drip campaign, both digitally and hard copy. What I've been doing is I'm using a company called Opus Clip, and Opus Clip cuts up my long form videos like this, and then it turns it into little reels and shorts. Now, my nephew came over the other day, and he turned to me. I didn't even know we were friends on Facebook. I didn't know that. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are. And you know what? He goes, hey, Uncle Greg, I've been watching all your reels. They're pretty cool. I'm like, what? You've been watching my reels? So my point is this: you never know who's watching, you never know who's paying attention, but you have to be consistent, methodical, and persistent to get that, get that nurture engine up and running. Michael, do you have anything else you want to add, or should we move on to one of our final slides?
In case people think you're kidding, Home Sweet Home Anniversary. It's a card that you can get. I got these off of Etsy. There's a great company that does this. They will print your information on them, and you can send these out. You buy them, pre-do it. Go buy 50 of them. Send out 50 this year. See the response you get. People think it's funny. Okay, they love it, and they remember who you are. So, Greg, let's wrap this up. 2020
our last one.
Action plan. I'm going to take the first one here. Pick micro niche. Okay, choose one neighborhood. Choose 500 homes. Choose 1,000 homes. Pick a niche that works. If you are in a community where everybody has 5 acres of land, 500 may be too much, right? Because you'll be in the next country before you get there. But make sure that you are focusing on a market that gets there. And I live in California. I don't even know what an acre really looks like. So if 5 acres isn't that much, do 50. If 50 is not that much, do 500. Pick the niche that works for you.
Yep.
Greg, what are we going to do after the niche?
You're going to deploy your AI stack. You're really going to go after this thing. Take a look at Cursive. I have no affiliation, but they are going to train you and teach you like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes a day, learn a new skill set. It's really going to help you guys automate messaging and note taking, your emails, your inbox, your responses. You have an AI, assistant answering calls, forwarding on messages like Michael does. Guys, take away the hustle and the grind. Take away the mundane, boring minutia in this industry and business. Give it to the computing system. It's there. Your competitor's probably using it, so you better get on. Michael, number 3.
Turn on your rental engine. Find something that works for you and use it to generate businest. Rental engine is one example. If you're in an area that doesn't have rentals, come up with something else. Use AI. Give me the top best whatever to generate real estate business in whatever town you're in. Do something unique and do it every day and do it well. Number 4, Greg.
Run the blueprint, guys. Track daily conversations, like I talked about in the tracking sheet I just described to you a little earlier. Know how many conversations you had. Execute on the pre-offer strategy, and then follow up relentlessly. I mean, you have got to be like a bad penny, always showing up. There's a company that I'm looking at to do another portion of my industry, and a lot of it is AI, by the way, or actually not my industry, my business. And here's the thing: their follow-up system got to the point where I was annoyed, but I was thankful, because I guarantee you I wasn't forgetting them, and I wasn't forgetting that meeting. So I think that being maybe a little overboard in a good way with value add, staying in front of people, is a good thing, especially the people that want to talk to you. When I bought my last vehicle, I remember going home the night I found the vehicle. I went for the test drive, and then I got home, and when I left the dealership, I'm like, hey guys, I'll be back tomorrow with a deposit, just hold it for me. They're like, well, we can't promise you anything because, if someone comes in and wanted to buy it, we're going to have to sell it to them. And I freaked out internally. So I had my cash ready, and man, I checked online. When they opened up, I was at that front door, I think at like 8:59 a.m. Like, hello, I'm the guy that wants to buy the vehicle. And So the point is this: I wouldn't have minded a phone call or a follow up, because I'm interested in the outcome and that product, and I want it. Once you find those people, you could talk to them once a day or reach out to them once a day, and they'll be just fine with it. They actually probably love it. So that's my Michael final takeaways, and we are the blank out of here, bro.
One more thing, we're out of here. This has been a great show. Don't forget to like and follow. If you need any information, you are not getting the training that you need, you don't like Cursive, you don't like Coursera, give us a call, give us an email, michael@regeeks.com, michael@supportgeeks.com, greg@regeeks.com. We will help you. We are not just throwing you out there with all these ideas that you can't use. Love seeing you on the show. Appreciate everyone that's here. Greg, take us home.
All right, guys, we're out of here.
Thank
you for hanging out with us today. We know that you guys can do anything during the day, so thank you. Go back and rewatch the entire show. There are some serious value adds here. We cannot do the show without you. So spread the love, share it to a colleague, your manager, your broker, if you think this is helpful, because we want to make every agent the best agent they can possibly be. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more amazing shows coming down the pipe. And one of them is going to be, we are going to go over the book, Building a Story Brand, and why that is important to you. But we're going to be following all kinds of things AI. If you have a guest or want to be a guest on this show and want to talk to us about tech and kind of have built or are building your business, we are open to suggestions at this point, and we would love to hear from other people. So we love you. Until next time, boom, peace. We out.